Українці, українки.
Ukrainians, all our defenders. On July the 11th, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs had to summon Canada's representative to our country due to an absolute unacceptable exception to the sanctions regime against Russia. It's not just about some Nord Stream turbine that Canada shouldn't have but still decided to hand over. Hand over actually to Russia. This is about common rules. If a terrorist state can squeeze out such an exception to sanctions, what exceptions will it want tomorrow or the day after tomorrow? This question is very dangerous. Moreover, it is dangerous not only for Ukraine, but also for all countries of the democratic world. The decision on the exception to sanctions will be perceived in Moscow exclusively as a manifestation of weakness. This is their logic. And now there can be no doubt that Russia will try not just to limit as much as possible, but to completely shut down the supply of gas to Europe at the most acute moment. This is what we need to prepare for now. This is what is being provoked now. Because every concession in such conditions is perceived by the Russian leadership as an incentive for further, stronger pressure. Of course, this decision on one turbine, which leads to many other problems, can still be revised. Russia has never played by the rules in the energy sector, and it will not play now unless it sees strengths. Debris clearance continues all day in the city of Chasiv Yar in the Donetsk region. On July the 10th, Russian terrorists hit two high-rise buildings. As of now, 31 people are known to be killed. 9 were saved. Kharkiv faced new brutal attacks by the Russian army. Another rocket hit a residential building. One block was completely destroyed. In the morning, the occupiers shelled the Saltivka and Kiev districts with rocket artillery. 5 people were killed. The Odessa region was hit by missiles. Extremely violent hostilities continued in the Donetsk region and on the territory of the Luhansk region. My condolences to all relatives and friends of the deceased. And against such a background, it's just a shame to see people lacking the courage to honestly deal with one turbine. I submitted to the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine a very important draft law on legal and social guarantees for Polish citizens residing in Ukraine. In fact, this is a response to the law that was adopted by the Polish state in the spring in the interests of our citizens. In particular, I propose to give our Polish brothers the opportunity to legally stay in Ukraine for 18 months, the right to employment, economic activity, study at our universities, and medical care. I ask the People's Deputies of Ukraine to consider this draft law as consciously as possible. In relations with Poland, we have reached the highest level of trust and cooperation, not just in decades, but in the lifetime of many generations of our nations, and we must increase it. We must further strengthen our ties in all spheres, and on the basis of a clear understanding that Ukraine and Poland can be free only together, in brotherhood. I also signed a decree conferring the honorary title of the rescuer city upon the city of Przemysl, for the extremely significant contribution of the city authorities, volunteers and residents to help our people and our defense. Let me remind you that this is the second such decision. The Polish city of Rzeszów was the first to receive this title. I held important negotiations with Prime Minister of the Netherlands Mark Rutte in Kiev. We discussed our defense cooperation, financial assistance for Ukraine, and the further progress of our country on the European path. I am thankful for the strong support, which is currently the largest in the entire history of Ukrainian-Dutch relations. I had a conversation with President of Turkey, Erdogan. The key issue is the restoration of our export routes through the Black Sea. We are working on making it possible. The sooner this happens, the fewer people in the world will feel the impact of the food crisis that was so carefully prepared by Russia. In the evening, I signed another decree on awarding our heroes. 287 combatants received state awards. I am grateful to everyone who defends the people and the state. I am grateful to everyone who works for the victory. I believe that thanks to you, the sun will rise in Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine.
Слава Україні!